Excellent.
Hello. Hello, Loz. It's lovely to have you join us, and I'm really excited that you're going to be sharing with us about you and your business and your businesses. And I really look forward to finding out more about you as we focus on you at the moment. So, can you tell me how you came to this point in your life? What happened?
Well, it is quite the backstory, but I've been in business for 14 years across a plethora of industries. And the pivotal point for me is that in 2016, I was very depressed, very tired. I had at that point had a tumor on my pituitary gland that I'd been on low dose chemo for, lots of multiple acronyms thrown at me by the medical community. But the clincher was that my husband actually committed suicide 2 days after my birthday. Yeah. And it's a big mic drop moment for a lot of people. And what ended up happening is that became the best, worst thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
I was living a very average, mediocre life. I had a very successful business that was, wasn't really fulfilling me. It was a business that I fell into and made successful because that's the type of person that I am. But at that point in my life, everything I knew to be true was basically thrown up in the air and turned on its head. And I made an inherent decision to try and redefine and rebuild the person that I was. And part of that process for me was 2 weeks after he died. He was very fit, very active. I wasn't really. I thought that I was, but I wasn't. And I went to the gym. And the gym became a pathway for me to A, find control in a state of absolute and complete chaos. B, start to work on my self-improvement. And C, measure my progress, because if I didn't have to think about any emotional challenges and I could literally metricize progress by going, I start with 1 kilo dumbbells because I did get to 2, from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. That showed me that something was changing in my life. And that was really the catalyst for change to lead me on the path that I'm on today. And it's interesting because I came out of all of that. And, many, many years later, I rediscovered my relationship with food. I got myself fit and healthy. After about 6 months of training in the gym, I made an inherent decision to go, I want to live on my husband's legacy. He wanted to do bodybuilding shows, but had no confidence. I'm going to do a bodybuilding show, because what's more logical than getting on stage with a bunch of strangers in barely nothing, being judged completely superficially by direct comparison by a panel of strangers who have no idea about anything that you've been through. That is, yeah, let's go do that, right? And that led to 13 shows in 14 months, and that's crazy. But part of that process for me is that I started to learn more about the type of person that I actually was and the type of resilience that I had mentally, but also physically. And doing bodybuilding show prep is the most mentally taxing thing, doing one show, let alone 13. And the things that I learned on the way have absolutely been transferable across all aspects of my life. And once I started to pull apart my process on how I went from stuck to unstoppable, I realized that I could actually teach other people how to do exactly the same thing. And since my husband's died, I found out that I've had a congenital hole in my heart. I've had heart surgery. For most of last year, I was unable to walk. I had to use a wheelie walker from my mobility and rehab store to walk, and a patient lifter to get out of bed, due to acquiring a second autoimmune disease, which is quite debilitating. It affects my my bones. But I've come out the other side of all that, and nothing can stop me. And I successfully run, 4 businesses. One of them is a multi-7-figure business. And I coach people to basically teach them how to identify the unhealthy habits that are holding them back, to unleash unstoppable health, happiness, and vitality. That's literally what I do, and I love it.
Wow, that is so inspirational. I'm just sitting here with my jaw on the floor going, oh, that's wonderful. And it's just, I could say my condolences for what you're
Thank
doing.
you. Thank you.
I also just want to say how much I admire and respect you, that you have come back and done so so powerfully. And that is just amazing. So you've actually covered the steps you took to become what you are, but maybe there's a little bit more you'd like to share about that.
Yeah, sure. And, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So what happened really is that I accidentally wrote a book, and I know it's on a lot of people's bucket list, and I'm not discrediting people who are like, oh my God, all I want to do is write a book. What happened is because I'd done all of this stuff, and like for me, people go to me, how did you not know you had a hole in your heart? I'm like, well, didn't you feel sick? I'm like, compared to what though? I felt like this my whole life.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was wired a little bit differently to a lot of people, and to be able to push through. I mean, there was more than that to the story. There's a lot more other traumatic things that happened along the way. But the reality is that people said, how did you do it? And I said, I just did. I just sort of pushed through because you just keep going. And I realized that that's not a natural progression for a lot of people to do. So as part of my own process of working out, how do I make this a blueprint? I started writing down everything that I did. And I've come up with this system, and I've coined this term, the healthy habit hierarchy, because it's literally like a hierarchy, which means it has to be done in an order. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to have the foundational stuff before you can move up the levels. And it went through a few iterations, but it's called the healthy habit hierarchy, and it consists of 5 M's. And it's literally a blueprint of everything that I did in the order that I did it to go from stuck to unstoppable. So the healthy habit hierarchy starts with momentum. Momentum is not motivation. I now work as a personal trainer, and people go, oh, can you help me get motivated? And I'm like, you know what? Motivation is a complete fallacy. Motivation lasts 3 weeks. That's why people join the gym in January, on January 1st, going, yes, 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 yes. And by February 1st, they're going, oh, I'm a bit lazy, a bit tired. Oh, I might just watch TV. So if we look at momentum, momentum is a renewable source. Momentum can be replenished, and momentum is about taking all that energy that you're just running on the spot with and pushing you in the trajectory that you want to go into. And it's about getting north. Like if you want to go north, it's about how do I go from here to north without having to go south, east, and west? You know what I mean? So being effective and efficient, but tapping into your why. So when I have conversations with people, when I'm coaching, the first questions I ask to establish where they are and help them with their momentum is, where are you now? Where do you want to be? And why are you there? The 3 basic questions of coaching, but people don't even ask themselves that question, and people don't even know what their highest values are.
Sure.
So that's momentum. And momentum is a force that drives us. And without momentum, none of the other stuff is relevant. The next M is menu, which is about what are you consuming? And I'm not just talking like what are you eating? It's a massive part of menu, but also who are you surrounding yourself with? As Jim Rohn said, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most, right? And your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you're not optimizing yourself effectively, you're probably a bit suboptimal in your life. It's about what you're consuming. Are you spending hours mindlessly scrolling through social media, completely disengaging with your own life and living vicariously through others? But also, more importantly, what are you actually eating? Because a lot of people don't even understand how to eat effectively for their body. And I have a whole heap of different strategies that I use to help people identify what the most optimal way of eating is for them. And a lot of the time, they will get weight loss as a subsequent byproduct of improving their menu. The next M is mindset. So if we don't know why we want to change, and we don't know what that looks like, and we're not fueling ourselves effectively, biochemically, we literally can't create good mindset. That's like literally cannot happen. So many people walk around with brain fog, and I 100% reckon if they fix their diet, the brain fog would lift, because that was me. I was medicated for ADHD for like 6 years. And I had brain fog all the time. And, once I started eating better and improving my health and really working out what it is that I wanted in my life, miraculously that lifted, and I was able to set clear, tangible, definable, and measurable goals. So mindset is not just about setting goals, but it's about how do I turn that busy brain off? And as a meditation instructor, that's one of the things I teach people. I could never turn my brain off. I can just do it like that. I stand in line and meditate at Woolworths. And meditation isn't about sitting on a hill with your legs crossed on a perfect day with a gentle breeze brushing past your hair and an eagle soaring overhead. That is not meditation. That is, I don't know what that is. That is something from a movie. Meditation is really actually not tuning out, but tuning in and using your senses. And that's what I teach people at that level of the hierarchy. The next M is movement. Because if you don't know why you want to change, you don't know where you want to go, you're not fueling yourself effectively, and you're not setting clear and achievable goals, how the heck are you going to move with ease And in my other business, working in rehab and mobility equipment, I see so many people reach a point in their life where movement is a struggle. All they want to do is wipe their butt and tie their shoes, and they can't even do those two things. And I sell bottom wipers and elastic shoelaces more than I wish that I did. Because movement is about movement improvement. It's not about, oh my gosh, I want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. If you want to do that, I've done that. I can show you how to get to that. But also if you're like, you know what, I just want to be able to keep up with my children or my grandchildren and not feel tired, or I just want to mow my lawn and not feel like I'm going to collapse into a heap. Movement improvement, you cannot actually achieve that if you're not eating well and you're not thinking straight and you're not recovering in between your movement. And the very top M is mastery, which is how do I do all of that stuff no matter what life throws at me? Because I've got a toolkit, I've got an arsenal of this hierarchy. I've got all of these things that I can fall back on so that I can continue to perpetuate this amazing momentum, and I can actually share that with other people and pay it forward and surround myself with an uplifted, like-minded community. And that's literally what I do. Like ever since I worked out, that's what I did. The amount of abundance I have attracted is insane. I have a podcast on my own. And I just ask people that I just have a list of people. I just go and connect with them on social media, and people that most people will put on a pedestal. I'm like, hey, how you going? My name's Loz. I can help you with this thing. Would you like to have a chat? So you can easily create anything that you want. You've got to really be in line with your purpose and your values, and anything is possible. And that's basically the healthy habit hierarchy. And that's what the book talks about that I wrote. And it's a very actionable book. You literally read some anecdotal stuff, which is like, this is what I did. Here's some facts about that. Here's some references so that you can see that I'm not, making any of this up. I literally have like a massive bibliography at the end of my book. And then it says, okay, well, put the book down, go to my website, download this exercise, and actually go do that thing.
Okay.
So it's a handbook, and it's like 117 pages. It's literally like this thick. So it's a really easy read. And all the people that have been engaging with my book are like, wow, I didn't know some of that stuff. And my answer to that is, well, you don't know what you don't know. We can only do what we know. So why not learn more about the things that you can discover in your life and optimize yourself?
So you'll put the link, we have put the link in the introduction, and we'll also put it in comments as well, so that you also can download this book, those that are watching. So
yeah, thank you.
Get it. It sounds fantastic.
Get it. Well, I've even created it as well. So there's an audiobook version of the book, and actually there's a part of the book, I'm just going to share this, where it's about the author, and I was going to hire a voice actor, but I didn't want to spend the money, so I just put on an accent. I read my own biography. But don't tell anybody that I told you that. When you hear it, you'll be like, oh, that's an amazing British accent. You wouldn't know.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, you've actually covered advice for everyone. So I hope that, I really hope that you all will follow Loz, get her subscribe to her podcast, find her on Facebook. We'll put the links there, and support her and be our support system that we always expect of you, and also get the book, because it's going to help you. It's going to be awesome. So now we're just going to do our rapid fire questions, and then we'll just sum up at the end.
No worries.
You have to choose one or the other, and then there'll be, just at the end, there'll be what is your favorite. So okay. Here we go. You ready? All right.
Let's go. I'm keen.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Vegemite or peanut
bulletproof.
butter?
Peanut butter, always.
Crystals or essential oils?
Together.
Mountains or beach? Cheat.
Beach, always.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Run or walk?
Walk.
Sweet snacks or savory?
Savory.
Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres?
Ellen.
Cinema or Netflix nights?
Oh, Netflix all the time.
TV or books?
A bit of both. It depends on the mood. There's no answer for that one. Sorry.
Audio books or real books?
Depends on the book, but audio books are my number one go-to now.
Okay. Early riser or night owl?
Used to be a night owl, forced myself to become an early riser.
Straight or sparkling water?
Straight. Tap.
Guided or intuitive meditation?
Guided.
Dragonflies or butterflies?
Butterflies.
Racing car or dirt bike?
Oh, I wish I could drive a dirt bike, but I have a really nice race car.
What is your favorite music genre?
I like house music, so I like a bit of doof doof.
What is your favorite color?
Pink, if you can't tell already.
What is your favorite exercise?
All.
What is your favorite book?
The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan.
Best friend's first name?
Mick.
And what's your favorite flower?
I don't really have a favorite flower, but my favorite essential oil is rose because it's the oil of love.
True, divine love. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you. It's been wonderful, Loz, and I hope that everyone that watches will support you and talk to Loz if you have any thought that you'd like to join her and follow her, and I'm sure she'll help you a lot. She is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for